How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you an update on the Hunter Biden laptop fiasco. This story has gotten very, very deep over the past 24 to 48. We already knew about Hunter's crack pipe, meth pipe, whatever it is, that he was photographed with on the laptop. We all know about the emails between himself and Burisma Holdings and China and Russia, getting money not only for himself, but also for his father, the former vice president of the USA, Joe Biden. We know about that, but there's much more on this laptop. Okay, there was rumors of the sex tape on there. That could be, I think that'll be exposed a little bit later. But there's also some pictures of him with some women that may not be women. You're talking about underage girls. Now, before I go any further and go down the rabbit hole and talk about everything that's happening, let's roll this clip. In this clip, you'll see Rudy Giuliani talking about what else he saw on that laptop that we have not seen. After we get done with that, I'll talk about what he said there. Then I'll give you my 2 cents, my deep detail analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Let's face it. It's Biden, the father, who's on the ballot in 2 weeks. Anything else other than what we've seen so far tying him to Hunter's business?
Yeah, two major things that I found. In addition to this, which basically says that Biden was getting 50% of the bribe money, which makes sense, actually. Well, this is really a very, very sensitive one. There's a text message to his father in which he says the following, and he's discussing his sister-in-law, who for quite some time was his lover. And he says, she told my therapist that I was sexually inappropriate. This would be with a unnamed 14-year-old girl. When she says that I FaceTime naked with the unnamed 14-year-old girl, and the reason I can't have her out to see me is because I'll walk around naked smoking crack, talking tom girls on FaceTime. When she was pressed, she said that the unnamed 14-year-old girl never said anything like that, but the bottom line is that I created and caused a very unsafe environment for the kids. This is supported by numerous pictures of underage girls.
So, Mr. Mayor, that's dynamite stuff, and I've seen it.
I turned it over to the.
You turned it over to the Delaware State Police, correct?
Yes, yesterday. Bernie Kerik and I turned it over to the Delaware State Police because we're very uncomfortable with this. So we're very uncomfortable with the fact that these underage girls were not protected.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, this is very, very damaging, if true. I believe it is true. Because one thing about this whole scandal, everybody's talking about it. You know, Joe is being asked questions about it. So was his wife, Jill, Trump, everybody in Washington, D.C. or Capitol Hill. Everyone knows about the story. Everyone's talking about it. It is the talk of the town, okay? You got the guy that's trying to become the president on the Democratic side who's like, you got like 2 weeks for the election. Matter of fact, it might be like 12 days for the election. The election is upon us. You go to sleep one day, wake up, it'll be election day. So it's here. It's a big talk. Nobody says that the emails are false. They don't say, oh, it's Russian misinformation. I think maybe, what was that? James Comey tried to say that, talking about, oh, it's Russia. But nobody that's serious at all on either side, left or right, are saying that the emails are fake. You know, not even Joe or Jill. I think Jill was on The View talking about, oh, it's a smear campaign and they're attacking my family, all that. And the third, please. I mean, if you're out there in the public eye, this is going to be what happens. All right. You wouldn't be out here campaigning for Joe, speaking to Jill Biden, more than Joe himself. So who's running? And it's not just about a so-called smear. OK, it's not about trying to attack a drug addict, crackhead, however you want to say it, be PC or non-PC. It's not even trying to attack Hunter Biden because of his drug problem. It's about the corruption going on with the emails. How did you get on the board of Burisma Holdings when you got discharged for a cocaine violation in the military? Okay, just 6 months later, how did that happen? And you're getting paid a mountain of money, $50,000 a month. That's no chump change, especially when you're getting paid from a Ukrainian company. You ain't talking about a company over here in America. You're talking about Ukraine, a whole foreign country, and you're getting money from the Russians. What was it? The Russian mayor? Oh, the mayor of Moscow, his wife. A bunch of money, like over $1 million, and then it was over $1 million or $1 billion or some kind of crazy money from China. You had Chinese officials in the White House when Joe Biden was a vice president. So there's a lot of corruption going there from a political point of view, all to get money. And I've also read that Joe Biden expects a cut of all his kids' business dealings. I've read as little as 10%, or it could have been 50%. So a smidgen or half. I'm going to need half of your dealings straight away, because the only reason why you have it is because I'm your father. I'm the vice president. So give me a tax for being a Biden. That's basically how it goes. From what I've read, could that be true? Could it be false? I don't know. But the emails explicitly say that there's some funny business going on, and nobody says that the emails are false. Joe Biden doesn't say it, neither does Jill. They say it's a smear attack. How dare you dig into my family, all this, that, and the third. But what they don't say is magic word, they're fake. But we got to get beyond that and then get to the whole thing of some of these illicit pictures. Now, there's also some text messages between Joe and Hunter that talk about, they said I was walking around naked in front of kids and smoking crack and it's an unsafe environment. It's like, what are you talking about? And you have 14-year-old girls, allegedly, or at least one 14-year-old unidentified, and there is pictures of her on a laptop. So what's going on with that, Hunter Biden? All right. Like, what's really happening? Your credibility is nowhere. You're a crackhead. You got underage girls. You're dealing with some corrupt dealings overseas, Ukraine and whatnot, and Joe Biden is involved. Okay. Joe can't say, oh, I didn't know anything. He can't play ignorant. He's most certainly aware of what's going on. All right. If you're the vice president and your son is dealing with Ukraine and Russia and China, and he has no experience in that world. See, it's not like Hunter Biden just decided, you know what, I'm going to be an international globetrotter, and I'm going to be super educated, and I'm going to be, top of my game. This is not that guy. Hunter Biden is typical loser. His dad happened to be the vice president of the U.S., and before that, he was a senator, if I'm not mistaken, from Delaware. And that's fine, but that doesn't make you, as his son, somebody. Hunter Biden was Joe Biden's just his errand boy. He's a pawn in the game. The real big fish to fry is Joe Biden. Hunter Biden is going to be toast because of the laptop. The question is he just going to eat all that and be like, yeah, it's me. I didn't do anything for my father. It was only me. He can't do that because the laptop says otherwise. Now, I hope that something is done as a result of this revelation. Hopefully it's not just, okay, Giuliani has it. He gave it to the police in Delaware. I was excited to hear that he has a laptop and he gave it to the authorities, but he gave it to the police in Delaware and all they did was forward it to the FBI. It's like, well, okay, the FBI had it back in December of 2019 for at least 7 months, according to Giuliani. At least 7 months, maybe more than that. So if they had it for that long, what was the point of forwarding it to the FBI yet again? They already had a copy before you give it to them this time. So the only thing that could come of this is that you get a little bit of, fire to the feet to get things a little bit putting in. You might have some traction because there's public pressure. I don't really know what the game plan is, but whatever it is, I mean, we need some actual results because there's definitely some things on that hard drive that were wrong. If you have an underage girl on there, if Joe Biden is involved with that, if he knew about that and didn't say anything, you have the emails that implicate Joe and Hunter. You got all kind of stuff, the drugs. There's so many things on that laptop. It's ridiculous. And as I close, I want to say this. Like I said in my first video about this, these Democrat guys on their laptops are ridiculous, okay? First, you had Anthony Weiner doing all kind of things on the laptop he shouldn't have been doing, sexting underage girls, shirt off, all kind of just nasty stuff, right? On the same email that was getting classified, on the same laptop that was getting classified emails from Hillary Clinton going to Uma Abedin, all right? Totally just not secure at all. You got state secrets, all kind of stuff on that laptop mixed with his just degeneracy, right? That's the first thing. Then you have Hunter Biden with a crack pipe and emails between him and Ukrainian officials, and he got his dad on there talking about dirty money. And now you got the guy Jeffrey Toobin from what is that CNN. He's a legal analyst on CNN, and also he works for the New Yorker. He exposed himself live on a Zoom call with his coworkers. All right, they want to try to smear Giuliani, talking about, oh, Jeffrey Toobin 2.0. No, what happened with Giuliani was that they caught him in a hotel room with seeing him and another adult, and he was kind of getting undressed. He thought it might be on and cracking with this young lady who was not like a kid. She looked like she was an adult, some kind of newscaster or something like that, had on adult attire. He thought it was all good. Okay, we two adults in the hotel room, we're not around nobody else. It wasn't the same as Jeffrey Toobin, where you in the whole Zoom call and you pull your thing out in front of all your coworkers. At a certain point, that's called sexual assault, all right? I did not ask to see your Johnson, right? But if you are a young lady in the room and it's all good, then that's something different. You two adults that are consenting. How are you going to try to compare Giuliani to Toobin? You can't. People are trying to discredit Giuliani because the emails are rock solid and they can't discredit them. That's what's going on. So as I close, I want to say this. Giuliani, thank you for exposing these emails. Hopefully we get a lot more of this expose. And I think we're going to see Biden have to answer these questions at the next debate, which would be tomorrow. And that'll be what, October 22nd? I can't wait. That'll be a Thursday. We'll be streaming it. That question is going to be asked. They say they're going to have to, or they will be able to mute people at certain points. If they mute that question that Trump may ask, because you know the moderators ain't going to ask it. If Trump asks a question to Joe Biden and they mute him before he does it, or right when he does it, then you know what time it is. The fix is in. And I think Kristen Welker, stomp down stone cold leftist, would not be averse to making sure that the fix is in for her friend Joe Biden. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that the laptop is a serious thing? Do you think that Joe Biden will be implicated in some serious charges? How about Hunter Biden? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or is it a smear job? Is it a smear campaign? Should we not go there with the whole laptop fiasco? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. You guys know why I stand on it. If you're trying to become the president and your son has a laptop full of crazy stuff that implicates only himself, but implicates you as well. If you are going to Ukraine getting money, you taxing your kids because they're over there doing dealings because they have your name, and there's some illicit stuff going on, talking about, oh, okay, I'm on the board of this company, and they want you, Dad, that's Hunter speaking to Joe, they want you to come over there and get rid of this guy, Victor Shokin, because he's applying pressure to the company that I work for. And you go over there and do that, there's got to be something. You can't just do that and just be like, okay, it's fine. There's something there for sure. You don't see Trump involved in these kind of things, but if he was involved with a thing like that, you would not hear the end of it. That's all you would see on the news 24/7. All I'm saying is this: let us have the same amount of coverage, the same amount of treatment. That's all. I'm not asking for anything more or anything less. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.